We are sitting precariously on the edge of a government shutdown, like 8-9 days away. And you would think the people in Washington, D.C. would be bustling around trying to figure out our budget problems and appropriations and shit. But no, the majority in the House of Representatives had a better idea. Something far more important. Let's have a hearing, and let's bring in Attorney General Merrick Garland. He's part of the deep state. We need to find out what's he doing and prove that he is in the deep state. So they bring him in to interrogate him. And much like every other hearing they have, it didn't quite go the way they expected. They expected evidence and to expose things, and none of that happened. Mostly what happened is what always happens in their hearings of late. They got fucking embarrassed. Merrick Garland got a little irritated, and he slapped back at these people when they asked ridiculous questions. And then, of course, Democratic members of the House came back and exposed the Republicans for the bullshit they do. For example, Eric Swalwell. The Republicans were talking about charging Merrick Garland with contempt of Congress. And Eric Swalwell said, well, isn't that rich? We're sitting here with the chairman of this committee, who is 500 days out from not complying with a subpoena for the January 6th committee. And of course, Jim Jordan kind of fucking walked out because he doesn't like to be embarrassed. And later they saw him talking to a bunch of other Republicans and laughing and such because he was trying to ignore what was being said. Fact of the matter is, this is what Republicans do. They don't face up to the things we need in this country. They don't deliver anything for this country. All they do is fuck around and try to own the libtards. What's heartening to see is in the last 2 years, it hasn't worked. They failed every fucking time. They're embarrassed every time. I honestly believe this budget thing will get fixed before October 1st because there's really no other option. Kevin McCarthy will once again cave, and the Republicans will piss and moan and say they're going to take Kevin out of his position, but they won't because they don't have the power to do it. September 28th, they're supposed to start an investigation into the impeachment of Joe Biden. That's not going to go well either. It's going to get a lot of coverage, and once again, they're going to be embarrassed. When are we going to realize that the Republicans in Washington, D.C. at this point are absolutely worthless and are not working for this country or any of us? Once that's understood, maybe we can wipe these fuckers out of Congress and get on to the business of the people.